Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching a 100. This is episode 9 of the final season. Hope the guys been enjoying it so far. And if you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free. Just check the link in the description below, click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. Speaking about links in the description, we are running our favourite season of the show. Seasons 1 to 7, 3 votes are allowed. Your results from mine will be aggregated, tallied up, and the top 3 results will be shown in the final episode. It's going to be really interesting. And tomorrow, for reference as well, we are opening our most liked character and dislikes of the season. So loads of stuff to get engaged in as we progress towards the end of the show. So episode 8 was interesting. It was, you know, none of the main cast was technically in it. It was all about the shepherd and obviously how they got to this situation where they currently are here in Bardo. Now I do like it. They explained it really well and I didn't expect it, but it was decent. You know, his daughter, she was called Callie. We kind of started with her. She was stitching up her friend. It seems like she wasn't kind of living the life that her parents kind of wanted her to when he was back on Earth, and her dad ended up having a conversation with her over like of a hologram after she quit MIT. And you know, during that conversation, somebody come and spoke to him in his ear. He ended up saying anaconda. Her mum started panicking. Hologram shut down. Helicopters coming in 5 minutes, you know, and they bounced as he was in the air. We seen all the missiles come down, hitting the Earth, destroying it, and they ended up being in the bunker where obviously Blood Rain ruled for 6 years. So it was interesting. It was down there. I didn't really like Callie at the very start. I didn't. You know, she seemed like a reluctant, you know, rebellious, bratty, you know, daughter pretty much in the early stages. She actually wanted to leave the bunker even though the missiles had hit, because she found out that 92% of occupation was there, and obviously, you know, they missed 8%, but they had to close it early because obviously it was hitting, and a friend was outside and she wanted to go and save her. Doesn't make any sense, that, because obviously by opening it you can infect everybody and kill them. Well, the good stuff is obviously we jumped 2 years, and now, you know, we're seeing it. They're in there. She doesn't really kind of follow her dad's way. She kind of wants to go back to the Earth. Do you know what I mean? When it's safe to do so. He's so obsessed with, obviously, the stone, trying to figure it out. Doesn't know how to do it. Now, we've seen them with suits walking on the outside. Becca's come down. We got that bit where she took her helmet off and she's seen people walking towards her. It's really good how we tied a backstory into a kind of like a present story and how it all happened. And she went in. Some guy started having a seizure because he was exposed to the radiation and she hit him with the night blood. Then obviously he rapidly got better. She was like, look mate, I got doses for everyone. Well, the shepherd mate, don't want none of that, you know. I'm not having that. We're keeping that hush. We're not telling people down there. This world isn't for us anymore. I'm finding us a new one. Do you know what I mean? So, like, he's being stubborn. It's all about me. I'm the best. I'm the greatest. I'm going to save everybody. Now, obviously, she's ended up putting in a code herself because Becca could hear it. They couldn't. She could hear all these waves and these forms. She done it. It activated it. It did open a portal. That is the one that they ended up going through at the end of the episode, because while she was there with him, going through it, well, Callie, she ended up, you know, kind of hitting everybody with night blood. She was going against her father's wishes. She recruited over 2,000 people. Becca ended up getting taken away. You know, they ended up taking the chip out of him. Basically, the consistent thing that he was talking about is like there was 7 symbols, these 7 locations. I think he may have known 6 of them or something, the shepherd, and he's always looking for this final one. And Becca was saying, obviously, to Callie that don't let your dad have it. If he has it, he'll end everything. And he believes, obviously, that Clark's got it. He thinks that his daughter's still kind of inside her head. That's why she's kind of got the upper hand. She's, you know, we ended up jumping to the present, and she was there, she was speaking to him, she was like, look mate, if you want this information, then you're gonna have to give me your friends, you know what I mean, bring them in. And then obviously we've seen them walking, we've seen Dialza walking, we've seen Echo walking, and we've seen Octavia come in. Robotic took the helmets off. They were stood there in front of Clark, not moving, not saying anything. But one thing I did notice is there was no Hope, so I have no idea where she is, but I'm excited to find out. That's gonna wrap up today's intro. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it. If you do, please smash like, really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode. Three months earlier now.
You only agreed to disciple training to get out of your cells. I'm about to open your eyes to the truth of our cause.
Oh, they're going to the surface. Good stuff.
You are pretty brave taking us yourself.
Particulate matter in the air is lethal to humans.
Those masks look sick, don't they? That does look toxic.
The Bardoans lost their last war.
The 10-foot aliens with superior technology that built this place got genocided and turned to stone by the enemy. I do love me an unwinnable war.
That's interesting, isn't it, mate? Did she just say they was 10-foot aliens? You know what I mean? So they're the ones obviously created this place, and they've ended up being killed and turned to like stone or whatever's by the enemy, which we still actually don't know. It's a 7th place in it. That's what I'm assuming anyway. But I could be wrong on that, but I would still like to see the action, the craziness, and obviously the chaos start from their enemy and why they're so scared. I'm waiting for SHEIDHEDA to rise now. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm waiting for. They've got the palace right now, though.
You stay quiet, okay? No, Maddie. Aren't you a Spitfire?
You know what I'd like? If some people still followed her and believed in her and stood up and helped her.
We would like to extend an invitation to Russell and Daniel Prime and Raven Reyes to meet us at the palace. 20 minutes to get here or we start killing hostages. I don't want you to do it now.
Do you know what I like? How I just heard her say, ow. It's like real. That's how you would be like if they hurt you. You'd be like, oh, get off me.
I'm supposed to tell you that I'm looking at a gun pointed at my head.
I don't want you to do anything stupid.
Don't be stupid.
Shame to have to kill her. 20 minutes.
I heard the announcement.
I'm sure Nelson wants us primes to tell the faithful we're full of crap.
Where's everyone else? They asked for Raven, too.
All we found were bodies.
Well, yeah, Raven's not even there, is she?
We left a unit in the field to keep searching.
You're not gonna like it. Hell, I don't like it, but we could give them me and Russell.
You want to let SHEIDHEDA go free? That's exactly what he wants us to do.
But it's hardly free.
It's still out of my control.
I don't care if it's what he wants. I'm going in one way or the other.
Do you know what the interesting thing is there? I was wondering where she went, Indra. It actually was. I'm glad they explained it. Oh, we went out to go and find, you know, Clark and Raven, and we went there, and obviously we found the dead bodies, none of them there. Gaia is missing. I know, like, I know I mentioned Bellamy and Gaia, and do you know what? I'm going to stop, because even in my head, I'm like, do you know what? I'm probably saying it a bit too much, but do you know, I think, do you know the reason why? Is because we're on the final season, and I feel like they've been done pretty dirty, me. I actually do, like, I don't know, like, it's not that he's not my favourite character in the show, but I would say that about anybody. Like, Kane had a good death. Abby had a good death. You know what I mean? Finn had a good death. People who've been in the show with a little bit of impact have always had a good death and a good way out. And I think Bellamy, so far, how this season has treated him, considering he's been the main cast all the way, has been pretty terrible. I'm not going to lie. I do feel sorry for him, you know. Hopefully, like I said, he comes back in. But forget about him. It's Gaia. She went somewhere. Where did she go? She had that fight. Do you know what I mean? She did go in. Has she gone to the place where they're scared of, where the war's starting? Do you know what I mean? That's another one that we need to remember, that she's still in it. She's not dead.
Where the hell did you try and send us out there?
I was thinking that when he went up, honestly, no joke.
It's survivable for an hour or two.
He was trying to kill us. He would have found easier ways to do it.
Anders himself will lead the training, something he never does.
Oh, lucky us.
I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but don't mess with your minds. Try and amp up your emotions. It's crucial that you keep control.
Though you four were not born in the cause, everyone has the ability within them to serve humanity. We'll start with some simple sparring. Please choose a partner.
All of them come up on top.
Orlando taught you well. Answer me, trainee. Wasn't Dev your surrogate father?
I'm not going to talk about him with you.
Well, then perhaps you're not ready yet.
Are we here to talk or fight?
I've seen Octavio kill more people than I've known in my life. Those and Echo were trained as elite warriors.
Which is why we can shape them.
The fastest way in is to show them what we're really about.
We need to break them of their bonds. They need to have faith in the cause above all. Begin the fear simulation.
Oh, the fear simulation, that's good, mate. Like I said, it's kind of like Divergent, Dauntless, you know what I mean? When they go in and they're doing the stuff to then try and test Divergent people. But the good stuff is, what I like about that is, he said that they need to break the bond, which is probably true. Because in this show, they try and portray that, like, love is a weakness, do you know what I mean? But it can also be the strength. And the fact is, having something to fight for, somebody, a friend, a family, whatever's, gives you that motivation to go. Like, I've used the analogy many times before. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I was doing something and competing, yeah, I would try so much harder if my mum's life is on the line, or my dad's life. Do you know what I mean? Like, where I was tired, I would keep going until my body physically died. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I would go that extra mile, that extra step, you know what I mean? Like, for somebody, with the bond, with the love, that you got something to fight for. Now, you can say it's a weakness because, you know, as you've seen with Ali, with the chips, people didn't want to take it. Gun to the head, take it now, they're dead. Okay, I'll take it. Do you know what I mean? So, like, but on the other side, you can flip it. And right now, you know, they're saying they're working and fighting together. They need to kind of split them and remove it so that they're only fighting or being themselves Do you know what I mean? And then you can get them on their side. But I also think that, you know, Octavia, when we first seen her earlier on in the season, she was robotic, she was controlling the mind, you know, so they didn't take control of it. Maybe that's what they're doing there, and they're portraying a false, you know, like, presence, wall, front, when we seen them with the Shepherd and Clark. I can see inside her head how she's reacting.
She's not your baby. She's all of ours.
She's mine.
She'll be cared for and watched over. Not by 2 eyes, but by thousands.
Hey, imagine having your baby taken off you.
No! You need to give up on your selfish love, your motherly instincts. Because if you don't come over to the cause, you'll be sent back to penance.
I suppose I was saying that you gotta, like, pretend, but how can you actually pretend in that situation? It would actually be really hard.
Why don't you go play hero?
I'm gone. So are you.
As we discussed before, if these fools finally wise up, then they'll want to tear me apart. I'm going to need more.
I'll protect you from the faithful.
That's a start.
You can have back your 10 minutes a day of guarded time.
And I want someone to play chess with.
I'll find you someone. Do we have a deal?
While I was pretending to be that simpering fool, I happened upon something that might help her.
A tunnel under the palace.
I feel like this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
I actually like him, man. I like you more though, Indra. I want you to kill him, but I still kind of like him.
No morning sickness. Sign me up.
No negative effects on a woman's health in any way.
She had a heart defect? Yes. But it was surgically corrected 3 weeks ago. Now she's perfect. But the fact that you gestated in your mother's body is equally as bizarre to us.
None of our people are laid up for extended periods of time. Do you want to know how many embryos we have? 25.
Why don't you just hatch a larger army?
Resources. It's a limited world.
And you can only mind control so many.
The team raises the children until they're ready for the crash. And then it's everyone's job.
So they don't form selfish bonds.
You can tell me about Etheria.
The mountain was very tall and very scary, but the shepherd was brave and wise.
Perhaps we'll have the honor of Mr. Anders leading us in our exercise?
Close your eyes. Now, take a deep breath.
The shepherd brings us calm. The shepherd brings us wisdom.
Excellent. Miss Hagerman, thank you for your time.
Kids had it better than I ever did.
Okay, class. Open to page 207.
That seems like Echo's on a better, you know, side of it.
Echo's the only one that passed the fear simulation. But you're the only one who almost killed Anders.
Yeah, wish it was real.
Screw your friends and family. You've got to bury your love and your anger.
It's not that hard.
Yeah, for you. You know, you just like having someone give you orders again.
Thinking those 3 passed it and she's failed it and maybe gone to Pennant or Skyrim.
Damn yourself if you want to. But I believe in what they're teaching.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting, that.
What is this? That's a flamethrower. It'll make you smoky and crispy.
What's in here?
Only level 11s and above allowed. We've managed to isolate the substance that wiped out the former inhabitants of this planet. We call it Gem 9. The little that we have would wipe out everyone on Bardo.
She's gonna try to get in there, innit?
The shooter will be firing blindly. They'll have to listen to their spotter to hit the small target. First person that hits it wins.
Oh, right. That's how they learn. Go forward.
3 inches down. Hit.
I won.
Perfect control.
I mean, that's probably true though. She showed that she didn't really care about her mates, innit? And just went for the target.
Heard worse. You've seen me at my worst.
It's almost over.
You wouldn't come here just to tell me that.
You seem to understand our way of life, but you've got to be better at keeping your emotions under control. Right now, you're at best a level 2.
Only a 2? I think I'm better than that.
Yeah, you're a 10, mate.
How are you? Do you feel anything?
Wonder if it's a mind game. The guy has actually helped her though. Do you know what I mean? So it might not be. We're trying to focus. Do you know what? I'm thinking that Hope's failed. She's been bashed off back to that planet. And what I would hope is going back to the earlier, she returns there with Gaim and Bellamy. That would be nice. You know what I mean? At least they can reunite and we can have some sort of rocking with them, utilize them. And here, you know, they go through the training, they pass. I'm hoping that they're actually not robotic and they've just got so far that they can, do you know what I mean? They can actually control it and put that perception up. And then when it comes to it, boom, they're back on Clark's side. But only when the time is right. Do you know what I mean? Don't do it straight away. You got to have the perfect opportunity to get there, to escape, and obviously to make sure everybody's safe.
4 minutes to spare. Where's Raven?
She took a group to the second compound site. They're expected back anytime. Since Russell and I are here, you don't need the kids anymore. Let them go.
Now it's 3 minutes.
Hope you have lots to say.
I'm not Daniel Lee. We are not primes.
No. You saved my son with your grace.
Just being a good person.
My name is Amori, and this is the body I was born with.
We're only saying what our enemies want to hear.
Good. Good.
Russell had all you fools convinced he was a god. Why was it so easy for me to kill him? Your primes are gone forever.
No, you'll die for what you've done.
Time's up. Looks like Amori dies instead of Raven.
Wait, okay, it wasn't Raven's idea to use your people, okay? It was mine.
You're just saying that to save her life.
She don't know what to do now.
Not really my thing.
Weapons down! All of you. Everyone, on your knees.
The plan worked perfectly.
So far.
So far. That was interesting. Now, do you know what, right? I actually liked how that guy stood up and said, no, they're lying. They are the primes. They're only telling us what they want us to believe. Do you know what? That's good. That is good, in my personal opinion. Because I've said it earlier on in the season, or maybe one of the other ones, but, like, it was definitely in relation to the primes, but it was when Bellamy brought her, you know, when they brought Priya down, and she was like, yeah, you know, we're not primes. And it's like, mate, you know, she's only saying that because he's gun to her head. And they're making her, like I said, it's like one of them things where somebody's talking to a camera and you could tell that they're obviously like lying, and everybody's like, oh, behind the camera, they've got a gun and they're pointing them at him and telling them to read that script. Yeah, I'm okay, I'm fine, I've not been kidnapped. You know, all these terrorists are treating me great, you know what I mean? Don't need to come from there, but behind it, everybody's got guns. You know what I mean? You're saying what they want you to say. And I'm liking how that guy actually said it. Do you know what I mean? But then she was caught up in it, that Nikki then. Because Murphy was like, it was me. And she was like, mate, you're just saying what, you know what I mean? Whatever it is to save her. It's the same situation. Do you know what I mean? People blurt it out and say whatever it needs to be done in that time and location. So it's whether you believe it or not. I would never believe it. Anytime anybody's ever got a gun to the head and someone's like, speak, I wouldn't really believe it. Pretty much like 99% of the time, because I feel like they're just telling them robotically what they've been told to actually say.
Echo, hey, we need to go.
Go where?
I have a plan.
For what?
Revenge. You took the flamethrower.
Oh, she took it.
We torch the oxygen farm.
Oh, she might grass her up.
What about your mother and Octavia?
The alarms will create chaos. We'll have time to get to them, and through the confusion, we'll get to the stone room.
This isn't the right way. Let's go get your mom and Octavia. Run this plan by them.
Don't you understand? They'll try and stop us.
Hope. Talk about this.
Talk? That is not the Echo that I spent 5 years with on Skyring.
Can't let you kill everyone. Help! Stop!
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh. I didn't expect that, mate. Oh. Simulation. Yo, that was good. They got me there. It did get me there. If it had one of them black screens, I would have paused it and was like, not gone mad, but...
Won't this kill everyone here?
Yeah. What about our people?
Trying to kill your own mother to save who exactly? Octavia, Echo, and Gabriel. Waiting for us in the stone room.
Ah, that's how it's got her there, because she feels like they're on board. I'm still on your side, Hope.
You failed.
Your fight is over.
It's good. It's what I predicted, you know? I've no problem with it. He's still alive.
You should all be proud. One of you has not been able to grow for the cause. We don't expect perfect emotional control so soon. You have been our star student. I'm giving you the honor of deciding Hope's fate.
5 years on penance.
Wait, she kind of just saved your life? Like, you could have died. She ain't forgot me, and do you know what? I like it. Do you know why? The 3 that was chosen are the 3 most logical ones, and the failure makes sense. One, obviously, you know, Hope was going to fail in terms of she's already locked into hating these people, so it's going to be hard for her to get past it more than these people. But also, these 3 have been trained combat all their life. Now, there's a difference about training in combat. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's like real life, for example. Somebody who's done a job role for, like, I feel like in modern day society, if 2 people apply for a job, if one person had no degree and the other person had a degree, to get it. But in my opinion, if the one person that didn't have a degree had 10 years experience in that role, they could do it better than a degree. Somebody who's just walked out of university with a degree thinking that they know everything and know the way life works, they don't. It's a person that's experienced it, been hands-on, done it, and done the role. And the fact is, yeah, just because Hope's strong and she's been there, she's trained and she's with a level 12 and obviously the person before it, and she's been on, you know, Skyrim, and she's been through all of this, she's never been here fighting, end of the world, full-on wars, conclaves, survival. Do you know what I'm saying? And these people, they know that they've got to do whatever it takes to get their end goal. They've not lost it. That's the thing. Like, when I seen her throw the knife and hit her leg, I was going to say, like, you know, she's just doing it for the cause. She's making it look like she's all in and going for it, but she's never lost sight on her end goal, which is taking them down and getting revenge for Bellamere, which is great. But then when she did hit her with a knife through her neck, I was like, whoa, do you know what I mean? Like, didn't expect that, because I expected us to go all in terms of look like they're on their side but not kill somebody. But it turns out it was just a memory, and obviously like, all of them passed and she failed. She was manipulated, you know. Oh, these people will die. Yeah, so what? You know, what about Octavia? Well, they're there, they're waiting for us. Do it then. Do you know what I mean? If they're on it, they're ready to go, then we are. Let's go. And that's why she failed. And I don't blame 5 years on back on Skyrim. That is better than being killed. It really is. You've been there before, you know the land, you know the way of living. You pretty much spent most of your life there. One with your mum, second time with Octavia, now on your own, hopefully Guy Bellamy. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it was that bad. Logically, the ones that have won. Level 2, they can show some a bit of emotion because obviously they're losing a loved one. But you know what I mean? They put these new people before themselves. And I enjoyed it. I liked it. And I still feel like Echo's got the end goal in sight and she's going to get revenge at some point.
Telling lies about you, Your Grace.
They don't have the strength of your faith, Alyssa.
They preyed on our faith, and they should pay for that.
You should go.
Is she gonna let it?
Do not open these doors. You might hear disturbing things, but these are my orders.
What is a king without subject? What are subject without a king? Needing guidance and protection from the wolf.
Oh, look at that, mate.
Get some rest. You've both had a long day.
This is what he wanted. Open the door! Only on Indra's word. One man screaming, SHEIDHEDA's killing them.
Oh, he's fucked it.
Gunplay just started.
Straight away, bent the knee. Straight away. Yo, he looks good there. He does look good there. And do you know what? I still got hope for Maddie, man. I actually do have hope. I would love it if people still followed her, because people were committed to the Prime still, regardless of, like, them finding out the truth. Like, here in this situation, you know, maybe believing, non-believing, you could say gun to the head, you know what I mean? People are saying whatever it is. But I feel like last season, they had, like, the hardcore facts and they still didn't want to believe it. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, people are just blinded by the faith. And if people don't have something, you know what I mean? Like, basically, how did Octavia express it? If they full on buy into that it's not real, then it makes their life that they've lived up until now worthless. So like, they're so committed to the actual cause because they need something to believe that they are worthy, you know. So it's good in the way they've done it here, but it's always been obvious that as soon as his name has been spoken, like Murphy done accidentally just then, people will be bending the knee straight away. And like, people are down. How many more are going to follow? And like I said, some people will be committed to the old commander, to Madder, do you know what I mean? Like, there's always going to be people that didn't like him the first time, like Indra, and will never bend the knee and will always fight until the end, which I feel like, I said, I thought they was going to double knock out each other and both kill each other. I don't know now. Maybe he takes her out because he's just seen a lever. If she stuck to the terms of the conditions that he just agreed with, that you go in and help them, and then obviously he could still be a prisoner, but have 20 minutes a day, and have a chess partner, maybe be on board, but not now. He's left her there, you know what I mean? She left him there to die. He's had to fight his way out of it, and now he's coming after her. He's going to gun her down. Nikki might even be on their side, who knows? She's still obviously not happy with what's happened with the Raven situation, and let's be honest, she's over there with Clark in Bardo still. We're still not seeing any of that. Fully expecting that to be next episode, actually, because obviously we've seen how they basically went through today's episode, telling us last episode we seen Octavia, Echo, and you know, Dials are stood there like robots. And why is that? Because today's episode's told us and justified it and how we got to that situation. So I think it's really interesting. I don't blame all of them for actually taking down Hope in those situations. It had to be done. Like I said, they're the 3 warriors, the ones that have been in these experiences, know what it, you know, whatever it takes to get there. And Echo is a loyalist. Do you know what I mean? She's a loyalist. She will do whatever it takes to save her people or what she believes is right. And the only time that she'll not is maybe if she was banished against him. When he was kicked out, you know what I mean? You're no longer part of our clan. But if she is, she'll go all the way to the end. And the fact is, yeah, Bellamy's never banished her. Do you know, neither's Clark and Dialsa and all that. They've all been there together as one. And she's going to go to the end, you know, of the world pretty much to save them. I hope she does as well. I actually hope she does. Because she looks really good now with her tattoos. Like I said, they bought all in. I thought the episode was pretty good, actually. I liked it. I knew Octavia was going to fall for that guy. He's been pretty good, though, as well, in terms, like... I wouldn't say, like, he's been a great character, but in terms of, like, him helping her, he's proper been a good asset. Let's be honest. First time she was there, he helped her. Next time he was there, he was like, don't go in, you'll die. And then this time, again, he's gotten through the stages. So, in terms of her liking him, it makes sense. And he has been a pretty good asset to her. Okay, and that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Like I was saying at the start in the introduction, and all season, to be honest, we are running our most liked season of the show. 3 votes are allowed. 1 to 7, pick your top 3. Your results might be shown in the final episode. I cannot wait to see which actually wins those votes. So, very interesting stuff. I'm actually expecting episode 10, the next one, to be the episode where Clark is in Bardo, and obviously the aftermath of obviously arriving and them taking the helmets off. The interesting thing is, I would like to see if they're quick to turn back on Clark's side, if that makes sense. The same way those people just knelt to SHEIDHEDA instantly. Did you see it? As soon as he's alive, boom, bend the knee. As soon as Clark's there, how are they going to react? Are they going to play it long game? Sometimes you do have to play the long game. You spent all that time there on Skyring, that you come here, you got to commit again. Do you know why? Because, you know, slow and steady wins the race, fast and rash doesn't. And I want them to actually go in and succeed. I want, to be honest, I want the show to end on a happy note. Probably not going to. Most shows don't end that way. And we're probably going to be moaning that it's a bit terrible ending, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. Most shows end that way, and this is probably no different. But in terms of my choosing, I want them to come in and rescue them, take everybody down, kill everybody. This last war still got to be fought, you know. We have mentioned it quite a lot of times. I'm hoping that we haven't consistently mentioned it so that we could just utilise the weapons or whatever they've got behind that door where they said that you had to be level 11 maybe to open it. I think they said it was. Because obviously if they get that and use it on their people, then it would take them out. Because he did drop that in. They said, mate, there's enough weapon in there that could take out every single person in here. And I'm hoping that we haven't introduced that storyline about the last war, about obviously the surface and how they was taken out, to them mentioning that stuff's behind this, you know, like this door, so that we can go in and release it and kill everybody. And that's it. I wish there was a bit more to it because, mate, we've not shone away from a hardcore storyline this season. We've full-on dived in. This is the season, I believe, mostly, that we've proper gone all out in terms of trying to tell a story. We've gone back way in the past before the first, obviously, like, the first end of the world. Then, obviously, we found out about Becca dropping down and, obviously, them leaving, like, last episode and how they actually got into Bardo. And then we're getting information about, obviously, that world and how they train everybody. And we spent loads of time on Skyring and where Hope's come from. And then we've gone back here, obviously, to Sanctum and what's going on. So, like, we're focusing quite a lot. Did we even have a whole episode of when Clark actually turned up to Bardo and then they was on that planet with Raven and Miller and Nyla, like, was that whole episode as well with just them? I feel like we focused heavily a lot on like one sole area, which no problem with. I actually got no problem with, but I feel like they've explained it and give everything so much attention this season instead of like rushing it, that I would like it. Yeah, I actually would. This final war, whatever it is that they want to fight and they're training them to obviously be, is obviously a big thing. I would like us to actually see that, you know. And like I was saying, bit of a shock when she got that knife to the neck. Really good visuals, and you know, I was going to pause it. Usually, you know, a scene ends and it goes doom, and then you get the black screen. And I was going to be like, "Whoa, mate, what's just happened there? I cannot believe she's died." And then, but it just cut straight away to them in that hell. I was like, "Oh, right, okay, it was a simulation. It was a test," and I knew she was failing. After like we seen it when they were saying earlier on in the episode that if you failed, you get banished, so to speak. I knew straight away that obviously last episode when we didn't see her, she was gone. But Gabriel, yeah. I don't know where he is. They did ask about him this episode and he was like, never mind Gabriel, you know what I mean? He's doing his thing. So maybe it was they was trading and he was helping out that ball. That was like his task. But when it comes to it, is he going to leave with them or not? Is he on their side? Because he seemed to be, well, he's proper intrigued, isn't there? It's kind of like his area of expertise, if that makes sense. Like, if he definitely didn't know who Clark and everybody was, he'd probably have no problem living there. It's like his speciality, his interest of trying to find out all these things and the stones and the codes, and that's his hobby, innit? He's been doing it for years. So it'd be interesting to see. Is obviously like love and loyalty prevails over, you know, their job and committing to do that war, because that's what this episode was all about, innit? Push emotions aside and show that you're willing to fight for the cause. Now again, the interesting thing is they create their own babies. They do. Now again, I would actually wonder if in real life you could do that, how many females would actually love that? Do you know what I mean? Like, how many females actually want to walk around pregnant? I wouldn't want to, but if I knew that the baby that was being reproduced in the lab was my total DNA, and obviously my wife's, you know what I mean? Like, then I would have no problem. Like, I literally wouldn't. If that was an option and my wife was like, look mate, I don't want to be carrying no baby for 9 months. I want to go travelling. I love drinking, love dining out, do you know what I mean? Love going out with friends, having a good time, but I do want to be a parent. I can have a healthy, sustainable baby here. If it has any heart conditions, any problems, you know, it can be rectified before it's born. It could come out perfectly healthy, safe. I'd be like, go for it, mate. It's a pretty good idea. And I wonder how many other people would do that. So they said they can only create 25 at a time. Lack of resources to obviously do it. And also it's hard to kind of manipulate them and get them on their side. They said that they raise them until they can go into like crash or something, creche, whatever they call it, nursery. And then from there, it's just an influx of everybody, and they can't get tied to emotions to one single certain person, because it's just a new person coming in consistently, rotating around, so nobody can latch on. So it's good how they explained it. It makes total sense, but obviously it shows that the amount of people is very small. Do you know what I mean? It is very small, and one action from what's behind that door would actually kill them all. So I'm excited to see. Russell looked really good at the end. He's full in blood. I feel like he's going to fight with Indra maybe next episode as well. Or the way we've been doing it, we go to Clark and then we might go to Indra in the next one. Who knows? I'm excited. I thought this was actually a good one. I actually did like it. Hopefully you guys did too. If you did, please smash a like. Really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.